Hello and welcome back to Trails Through Daybreak. So in the last episode, Almada attacked the town. So we basically tried to help out all the people while heading towards the observatory where both Melchior and Olympia, she finally introduced herself, were there. And we fought them. And after we fought them, they blew up the council, which showed a Callahan AI. After he was murdered, before he was murdered, they uploaded his personality or just all that stuff. I don't think it's actually him was like fully uploaded into the computer outside of body, but maybe, I don't know. Either way, he's an AI in the computer, and they blew the thing up so we couldn't like track anything or something. And before they did that, Katra tried to stop it, and he was going to get blown up, so Rosette jumped in the way and protected him. But then she got blown up. But she's okay, because turns out, big twist, she was almost completely augmented. She's not a robot, but a lot of her is augmented, and we learned about that, and they are currently fixing her, so she's out of the picture. We're tracking down Almada. We have a lot of NPCs and side quests to get out of the way in this episode. And I gotta talk to her. Oh, hello. How is your investigation going? Oh, you're up already? Please take it easy, Rosette. We just have you awake temporarily before we start doing the nerve work. Oh shit, sorry. We didn't mean to bother you. Not at all. I'm glad to see you, and it's good that you're still hard at work. I'll be going back to sleep now. Thank you for visiting me. Be careful out there. Damn, out like a light. She's really got it rough. She really does. I wasn't expecting her to wake up like that. She must have really wanted to see you. She might be unconscious again, but she's not lucid most of the time. She must have heard your footsteps or otherwise noticed you coming. Man, she's a real trooper. All the more reason to make good on her. She's in your hands. We'll give her the good news when she wakes up. Don't worry, I'll take good care of her. She'll be all better by the time you guys get back, and that's a promise. I hope so. Let's leave her be for now. We got our own work to do. Well, let's come back with good news for her. The attachment process does hurt, unfortunately, but I'll do my best to make it as quick as possible. Rosette is already familiar with artificial limbs, as it happens, so it should make it easier for her to adjust to them. And I've got Marduk helping me, too. We'll make sure it's done right. Good. Alright. So everyone is updated around? Yeah, there are people moved around completely. The Institute's calmed down a bit, so we should have this area secured now. But we can't let our guard down. We've dealt with one problem, but there could be another lurking around the corner. We need to maintain our security detail here until this all blows over. I always liked seeing people react to things I make. I just never expected it would happen like this. Still, I'm glad it's available for her. The painkillers should make the limb fitting much easier for her. Funny how it all worked out. You helped us and helped yourself. Man, same. Never expected one of our own would need the stuff we were helping to make. Really owe you for that, even if we helped out with it. Don't worry about it. I just chipped in here and there. The research is mostly Esmeralda's, but I'm still honored I could help. And all we can do now is leave the rest to her. She knows what she's doing. And I'll still be out and about in the city helping treat the wounded. I came to Basel in part because I was deeply curious about the research. It's just awful that this had to happen now. But I plan on coming back someday, so I might as well help out here while I can. That way I can help the city rebuild for my next visit. Those cleanup volunteers must be all tuckered out. Perhaps an acerbic sandwich or two is what they need. Yeah, if they don't care about taste. God damn it, I'm too late. They've already cleared up all the wreckage from yesterday. I was hoping to take some samples to try and reverse engineer their weaponry. I know it's not my field, but still. I guess with that out of the question, All I can do now is try and study their methods. We need to be more prepared for attacks in the future. Some way of neutralizing their weapons, maybe. No, what about something that could melt them? You get it on the weapon and bam, it's gone. Oh. Oh, he might actually be somewhat helpful now. This time around. Well, I don't know. I think he just wants to blow everything up. I don't think that's changed. All right, let's check out here before we go in there. Who knows how long it'll take the Institute to recover from this. With everything that's happened, they're really out of commission. And here I was hoping I might finally get a grant for my research. I was so close, but nope. That window's gone and closed. Will fungi ever have their time in the limelight? Or are they doomed to wallow in the damp dark forever? I don't know. You seen Last of Us? My family lives in Edith. I managed to get through to them today. I've let them know I'm all right. It sounds like nobody outside knows what's going on. Reporters can't get into Basel because the roads are all closed. I just feel like I've got to help out somehow. Professor Tane has a lot on his hands. He shouldn't have to manage it alone. I may be a student, but there has to be something I can do. I'll ask him when I get the chance. I can't believe Liz is still all nonchalant after everything that's happened. I need to set her straight as an upperclassman. I've had my hands full for myself for a while, but I'm going to try and make time for talking to Professor Tane about it. Anything to stop Liz from ending up like that. Like whatever Lionel's got going on. He is kind of airheaded in his own world, so yeah, she could end up like that. Sorry, but we've got the crime scene blocked off here to preserve the evidence. Okay, that sounds like the same dialogue as before. You should have just stayed gray. Alright, that is everyone outside. Venter. Now that I think about it, Professor Callahan started getting real stressed out a little while ago himself. He was in a rush seemingly all the time, and he couldn't stop panicking about his budget too. But I never imagined something like this would happen.
Right.
Oh. No one else on that side. Tane. Honestly, what is Lionel doing? All this chaos, and he's got mushrooms on the mind? The rest of us are up to our necks in work. I've got a whole mountain of infrastructure docks to get to for Marduk. I don't want to trouble my students. They have enough on their plates. But you'd think he could help out with the workload a little. Tell him. We finally got the comms to stabilize a bit. I'm doing what I can. I don't want to let Coolidge down. We've implemented some stopgap measures to try and keep the networks together while we diagnose things. I don't want to leave it at all to that security company, but I don't want to overload our servers again either. That's fair. Oh. Holocores are proving really useful here. They can search and diagnose stuff all on their own, like a little pocket partner. It really underlines how important they're going to be once the technology takes the next step. I can't slack on my research. This is my chance to make myself useful for once. I have to do what I can to get things back to normal. Phew. Oh, we finally have a plan. We're going to ease the load on the servers and try to get them back online within the limited scope. It took less time than I was figuring, at least. They took out the Aurora, but Marduk's been handling some of the load for us. If we can make this plan work, we should have Basel's network back to full capacity soon. I do wonder why Professor Cronkite isn't lending us a hand with it, though. This is his field. We really could have used his help. You know, what the hell? He said he was taking off for some reason? If we can manage the load on Basel's orbital network, we should be able to get it back online. Professor Cronkite would have had this all sorted out in seconds, though. He's one of the foremost authorities on network engineering. I just don't get why he's giving us the cold shoulder on this. I guess he has his reasons. I don't know. I believe he's a good guy, but he definitely has a bit of Schmidt vibes where, you know, he's kind of an asshole, but also willing to help when he wants to, you know? That's the vibe I get from Cronkite. Ew. We've smoothed out negotiations with Vern and Elsheim, thankfully. Professor Callahan will be dearly missed here at the Institute, but we should be able to fill his void in the short term. What concerns me is the mental toll this has taken on the staff and students. They may not be ready to return to work yet. There's Liz. Professor Callahan, is he really dead? He always seemed kinda scary, but the upperclassmen really respected him. I wanted to talk to him myself someday. I'm glad everybody else is okay, but what do we even do now? Okay, she's thinking about it.
Everybody's got to eat.
We're getting ready to open back up. Everybody's got to eat, no matter how topsy-turvy everything is. A good meal is a great way to get back to normal. I think Professor Callahan's students especially need to eat well. Not to mention all the people working out there, cleaning up all the damage. They're really working up an appetite.
What'll it be? Thanks a bunch.
I don't know why I check her shop every time. You never know. She could have a crisis taco for sale. Last person. Service has been up and stable for a while now. I can only assume it's that giant airship patching up the network. That really missed me as a communications engineer, though. We shouldn't have to rely on them as a crutch. We're talking about the lifeblood of modern society here, and now it's all going through some shady megacorp. They're gonna have to put in the hours to make sure our comms don't go down like that again. Right, we're good here. I actually want to see, is the tram like... Oh. Never mind. We'll check later. I want to know if the tram, because they said the tram wasn't working or something. It kind of seems like it is. Well, we had to search here anyway. Now I was looking around the workshop for spare bolts for the generator, and I stumbled upon this. Voyager, did you make this? Uh-huh. Everyone's working their butt off, so it didn't feel fair for me to just sit around. So I had to go at making one of these while you were out. I didn't screw up, did I? Screw it up? Well, actually, no. This is pretty well polished compared to your other stuff. I can tell you actually took your time on it. You really can do it if you try, huh? Guess the circumstances brought that out in you. He complimented me. Yes. Oh, yeah. See, yeah, I can do it when I try. Maybe if you could let the project managers know, I can make 30 more of these by end of day. It's good practice, and hey, it'll really help us out if we can get more of these. I knew it was too good to be true. The road to artisanship is long indeed. 30 of what? It's too vague. I don't know what he made. Now I've got a goal, and I'm sticking to it. Nothing's gonna stop me. I feel like it really helped that I was doing it on my own, too. Though. I'm not sure I can make them as well if I've got him yelling in my ear. See, you could just tell me what you were making. Why is it so vague? I don't understand why they don't go at least in a little detail. Were you making walkie-talkies? What is he making that's helping people? We're gonna have our hands full for a while cleanup and rebuilding. With cleanup. Voyager's really impressed me. He's always rushing into things, but he really had a good grasp on things this time. Maybe it's about time I gave him a little more freedom at the shop. I'll have to think about that once all this is over. Sure. I'm not actually complaining about it, but I just really wish once in a while they'd be a little less cryptic. Oh, you're the youngsters from yesterday, and I see Katra's with you too. I can't thank you enough for helping me. I'd gotten word of people using those kinds of machine monsters to attack people, but I never expected to run afoul of one here. But I'm not going to sit around and mope. Long as I've still got my arms and legs, I'm going to do what I can to help clean up. I may be retired, but I was a damn fine artisan in my heyday. I'll make myself useful somehow. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah, sorry, Fairy. He needs to be...
Fine with me. Got it.
This is his story. I mean, I guess we can go do... No, I'm gonna try to avoid it. I think if I don't... Oh, it's Cronkite. If I don't talk to him... Okay. It's not one of those proximity ones. I'd like to group all the main story parts up, so I want to avoid that. I'm planning on calling in a specialist to help, but for now, I need to focus on calming her down first. The church has helped me through my problems an awful lot over the years. I know they can help her too. I just hope Cindy takes this opportunity to start on a healthier path.
Indeed.
I could just feel my mind going blank at first, but Professor Arelli and Father Flicktum did help me calm down a bit. I think I'm feeling better now. I'm still awfully nervous, but I'm not panicking anymore. I think now I have to start figuring out where to go from here. I'm not sure I would have ever asked for help from Professor Arelli if Professor Arelli hadn't came and talked about it with me. It felt like my head was going to explode, but it's over now. I can start putting it behind me. She's right. I can't change what happened, but I can start over. We've been awfully busy today. Yesterday's events have taken a toll on everyone. I still can't believe it happened at all. Why here and how? But I have to do something. The people here need our help. I'm still feeling uneasy myself, but as a woman of the cloth, I have to stay strong. I need to help out however I can, like Father Flicktum does. Professor Callahan's passing is most tragic indeed. May Adios guide his wayward soul. His actions in yesterday's events have left many uneasy and confused. The future is deeply uncertain. But as a servant of the goddess, I have faith in her mercy and compassion. I must do what I can to ease the people's hearts. Okay, there's no one upstairs. Actually, we could just step out here and it'll be like... Yeah, you'd be able to see him. I wouldn't have made it out of there if not for you. I can't thank you enough. I was really surprised to see how strong Katra's gotten. He's really grown up, hasn't he? I'm sure Professor Hamilton will be happy to see that, if and when she returns. Or she has to. They talk about her so much, there's no way she has to be in the series at some point. Maybe not in this game, but we'll see her. Okay, that's going to start a story, so I'll avoid there. Well, good to see Millia's okay. I wouldn't want my rival getting injured. There's no point in kicking someone while they're down, you know. I want to beat her at her best. Once the town's back to normal, you bet your butt I'm challenging her to another race. A one-on-one this time. Sure. I never dreamed a disaster like this would befall our fair city. I need to make sure all the workshops are holding up. I work closely with them for my job. If they're out of commission, I could throw a wrench in our whole pipeline. But more than that, I want to make sure the people are okay. I'll have to make the most of my connections here. My sister's really fired up. She's been coordinating food and shelter for those stranded tourists. I can't blame her. Normally, I'd be worried about chewing through our budget and ingredients, but desperate times and all. Our phones and stuff are back online at least, so I'm gonna need to send out some calls to get everything squared away. Everyone's just doing what they can right now, and so should I. No, hey. The whole city's fallen on hard times, so we gotta help out however we can. I'm just a part-timer, but I feel like I feel like I really am making a difference. I like seeing people's faces light up when their food arrives. The food here is really good, so it should be a nice pick-me-up for the people out there who need it. Oh. Zenith 1 Grand Prix. You just have two of the same kind of poster? Man alive. We've had enough problems to deal with before the whole city came under attack. I heard that a lot of tourists are stranded here since they closed all the roads out. They can't get back home. We'll have to figure something out for them. They need a place to stay and food to eat. Oh, I'm gonna wait on that. I guess we were fighting machines our whole way up here, so yeah, there wouldn't have been anything. Here? Oh. I was sitting down for business talks with Vern when everything just fell to chaos. I couldn't believe my eyes. We were safe inside that building, thankfully, but everybody was shaken, and understandably so. I hear they attacked some other town too, and now that the roads are closed in response, I'm stranded here. There's just nothing I can do, I guess. Well, I might as well make the most of it if I'm gonna be stuck here. She has been in every town that's been, like, screwed over the past few weeks. Poor Melise. Just wants to have vacation. Okay. We are done there. There's some people downstairs. The Bracer Guild I have to avoid, and there I have to avoid, so. Let's just get you guys out of the way. Let me just triple check this. Here? I don't want to miss anything, so I keep triple checking. And does this work? Okay, it does work. Hey, thanks for the help yesterday. I never imagined something like that would happen on the job. Goddess almighty. I was in such a good mood, too. I was getting along with the artisans. Job was going smooth. Man, trouble really strikes when you least expect it, huh? I'm just happy I was able to help that lady. It helps me sleep at night, knowing I did what I could. Good. Oh, they're finally talking. I really am glad the workshop's okay, but I'm happy to see you're safe. We can replace parts, but I can't replace my dad. You too. We got each other, and that's what's important. I didn't expect you to care that much about the shop, though. Honestly thought you were going to come by and say now's the perfect chance to revamp the shop floor. Seriously, would I do that? I don't hate you like that. Come on, you're my dad. Yeah, sorry. That was a bit mean of me. I know you're not like that. I'm really happy that you're all right, especially since I hear the Institute got all torn up. Admittedly, I didn't think you would care much for the Institute yourself. Of course I do, bud. You got every right to choose your path in life. Doesn't matter if I agree with it or not. You're gonna be out of class for a while, though. It might be worth it to stop by and shadow us at the shop for a bit. Gotta learn algebra before you can do calculus. Gotta learn the old stuff before you do the new, right? That's good advice. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could. Wait a minute, you're tricking me. I thought my dad was against my career path all this time, but evidently not. He sounds like he's accepted it. Yeah, he they're finally talking. They're finally talking. This is all I asked for. I swear, it's so hard to tell what's on his mind. Still, I guess it's better to have it sorted out later than never. Maybe some good came out of this after all. I just remember going back and forth talking to them. I'm just like, God, do these guys just never interact with each other? Like, you both very clearly respect each other's stuff, and you just want to do your own thing, but neither of them have said a word till now. I'll be damned. Guess my son really did care about the workshop. I just never could figure out what he was thinking. He's got trouble opening up like that. He gets that from me. Well, that explains it. Avoid.
Now then.
And I just did a delivery run to get some repair materials where they were needed in the city. I'm really glad my truck didn't get dinged up. I could use it to help everybody out there. Whatever folks need, I can load it up and haul it over. Good. Okay, that is all the people that are not locked behind main story. So let's move into Newtown.
I guess we're off.
Oh, there's a lot of people here. Oof.
Let's stay here and relax.
Yesterday was terrible. I didn't see it for myself, but I heard all about it. I'm no engineer, so repairs and stuff are kind of beyond me. But there has to be something I can do to help. Everybody out working today deserves a helping hand. Well, I'll think of something. Every little bit helps, right?
Do you have any preferences?
Do you have a new food?
Thanks for coming in.
That's how you can help me. Ren left me in charge here. I'm trying to coordinate with all the students so that we can get everything sorted out. Student council's helping me out, which is a big help. But I'm still nervous. There's a lot of time before that special unit gets here in the evening. Anything could happen before then. I just need to make sure the students are all safe and accounted for. I'm trying to keep all the students inside, but I've had to make a couple exceptions so far. Julian and Lyle volunteered to help with the cleanup out there, so I let them outside. But then James snuck out again. God, he's just such a handful. Well, I'll keep my eye out for him, and whatever else comes up. You guys be careful too. Don't you worry about us, the Anyas. The communications are up and running again, and we're getting all the students in touch with their families. It's just kind of doesn't feel all that safe with that cruiser hanging around in the air like that. But I digress. You guys shouldn't have anything to worry about now. Thank you. Stay safe yourself, okay? If things hit the fan, guys like you gotta step up and get everybody to safety. You got me? Well, yeah, you don't have to tell me twice. Okay. You cannot go through there. I finally got in touch with my family. Woo! I could finally catch my breath. Mom and Dad are both worried, and I can't blame them, of course. First, we get caught up in the terrorist act on a field trip, and now you've got special forces taking us in. Just my luck, huh? Feels like I walked onto the set of an action movie by mistake. I could barely keep myself together. I'm doing a lot better today, thankfully. It just still doesn't feel real, but I don't have time to dwell on that. Gotta keep trucking, right, Anyas? Odette, Albert, Julian, they're all amazing. Just putting themselves out there to help without a second thought. I got caught up right in the middle of... Wait. I got caught up in it right in the middle of a work meeting at Vern. I never thought that would happen to me. They put the meeting on hold for now. So Amada was behind it? I remember they had that attack in Longport recently. And Anchorville, and now here too. I just don't get it. What's the point? Why are they wreaking all this havoc? I don't know. They are assassins, and they're probably hired by someone bigger. Like, I assume their boss isn't the mastermind of all this. He is just running it, you know, but someone has to be putting them up to this. I don't know what their goal is. We helped out with the evacuation yesterday, and then that sort of led us here to the hotel. It's tough. Holding up in crammed little rooms isn't good for anybody's mental health right now. Don't push yourself too much, okay? You especially, Anyas. If things get to be too much, we're always here to help. Thank you, Odette. We all need to do our part. Yep. You can count on me. Ren's been plenty busy, so we need to pick up the slack as her fellow council members. We'll hold down the fort here. Be careful out there, okay, Anyas? I never thought terrorists would strike here. Communications are backed up, at least. We've been swamped with new reservations. There are tons of people stuck here because they can't go home. I really, really hope we can just get back to normal soon. I'm getting tired of all this. You got 2 more days, and then things will be back to normal until the entirety of Calvard devolves into chaos at the end of the game, right? And then the start of the next game will start in that chaos. That is just generally how it works with the first 2 games in the series, or in the arcs. Even our station got shut up. We got lots of casualties over here. I dread to imagine a second attack. I guess we can't complain about that PMC stepping in to restore order, with our guys all banged up. They really rubbed me the wrong way, though. They got all that strength with no state backing. It freaks me out. Nah, I hear ya. The stuff Armada has is just wild. I never expected they'd bust out combat mechs. They could be a real problem if kept unchecked. We don't even know where in Basel they are operating out of. I hate it, but I gotta just swallow my pride on this one. We gotta get the CID and the PMC in here. We need all the help we can get. Did I check this one ever? I have. Okay. I don't feel like I recognized that vending machine. The aerotrams were hit in the attack too. It was a real headache trying to survey the damage and loop back with safety officials. We've just now gotten them back online. The aerotrams are the backbone of the city's transport network. We need to keep them online no matter what. Yeah, it wouldn't be very safe to use them, though. Oh, thank you so much, young man. Is your uniform from that big school in the capital? My, you're just an upstanding young man. What? No, that ain't it. I just happen to be here. You're embarrassing me, geezer. James, it's not how to talk to an elder. I was gonna bounce, but this old fart had to trip and fall in front of me. It wasn't nothing. Don't need thanks. Don't need no thanks. I don't want to stick around here any longer. James has always been a bit rough around the edges, but well, guess he's got his reasons for acting like a jerk-off. But you know, he's got a good side to him. He shows a little bit of that sometimes. Sometimes. Oh, thank you ever so much. I just had to go out and get my groceries in spite of everything going on. Just watch your stinking feet, okay? There's still rubble everywhere. Oh dear, you're right. I could use a hand. Can you help me, young man? What? Hell no, You're gonna help. You know you're gonna help. Phew. I just tagged along with Julian to try and help, but what are those things? What are those things? Solid metal? They're so damn heavy. And there he is, just picking him up and hauling him out over and over again like they're nothing. I was just thinking about how Julian got so popular, and I think that there's my answer. He ain't just a pretty face, jeez. Thought I might learn his secret by tagging up with him on this. Man, he's got brains and the brawn, and a total lady killer face too. That's how I feel after picking up my phone when I first wake up. My muscles are like dead, and I can't, even my phone is just like, oh, this is kind of heavy. Don't get old. I mean, it's good to be able to get old, but you're good. It sucks. All right, I think that's all the broken glass swapped out. The storefronts should be fine now. I'm just trying to do what I can. Where I was raised, you were expected to pitch in to help the community in crises like these. Okay, what else needs to be done? It sounds like Lyle's tuckered himself out. I'll go cover for him. I really wonder where he's from. Thank the goddess my husband and I made it out all right. We were both working at the time, but our workshops weren't damaged much. I was surprised to see those field trip students jumping in to help evacuate people. They really went out on a limb there, didn't they? They're still kids. I've been putting in orders for replacement materials. Hopefully we can get back in business soon. Being under direct management should help us a lot. We can just hit up the HQ for whatever parts we need. Then on a personal level, I want to be a mediator so others can get in touch with HQ for help. It's the least I can do to give back to the city. Okay?
Hello there.
Let me do that. Is there anything else I wanted to do? I just want to see... how much do we have? Not enough for even the smallest upgrade. Gotcha.
See you again.
Not a lot of fire sepith has been dropping here. It's been the one that's farthest behind consistently. This whole chapter. So you need blueprints for the core actuator? Yes, they should be at the Foundation HQ. We co-developed that with Vern, you see. Whoa, for real? We get that and the repairs will be a cinch. You wouldn't happen to also have a grid map for Factory 3, would you? I reached out to Vern about that, but they're giving me the runaround. Yes, actually. I remember some 10 years ago. At any rate, I'll get that to you as soon as I can. I'm not sure I follow, but I'll see what I can do. The city needs us all. We have to do what we can to help out. Hey, he's in a little less depressed of a mood. We were expecting to take some losses with arms sales slowing down, but it still stings. Incidentally, about those two projects, the equipment for Marduk's security detail and the engineering behind that new airship, I can't help but wonder how they were constructed. They look reliable for sure, but foreign all the same. Foreign as in I've never seen anything like it from Calvard's domestic production. As an engineer, that really gets me thinking.
Do you know what you want?
Yeah, I think we actually have the full upgrades this time around. No, yeah, we're all good. The outfits, though, I definitely didn't have money, and they weren't at the thing, so... Fairy for sure. Anya's for sure. Rosette for sure, even though she's not in the party. Actually, yeah, no, this is just worth it for everyone. It just is. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Nope. Oh, well, I bought one. I'm just gonna... Okay.
I hope to see you again.
I still have money, so thank God for that. We'll get more money. Maybe. Oh, that's not the door. Okay, up here. Oh, the drugstore, right.
No rest for the weary.
It's been really hairy. There were a lot of people injured in the attack, but because of the traffic restrictions, we're low on medicine. We were working with local pharmacies and medical companies to try and bridge the gap. We're managing now, at least. Having all that research and production right here in the city is a real big strength, I've learned. It'll be a load off my back once those places are back to normal. We could use all the help we can get. We've gotten this volunteer who likes helping out with errands and stuff. He's been a huge help. Thanks to him, I've been able to focus on all the clerical stuff. He shops here sometimes too, though I couldn't tell you his name. Oh, he was wondering if you knew his name.
Hello.
No, wait, how's that doing? Okay, we're
Thanks
still
for
good.
shopping.
It's awful, just awful. But I can't sit idly by. I want to help however I can. I'm handling odd jobs while Luce runs the store. She has her hands full as is. We're like one big family here, you know? And family doesn't leave family behind. We all gotta pitch in and help each other out. Mostly. She doesn't know your name, and usually family at least knows that much. But it's a good thought. All right, let me rehydrate. All right. Man, I can't blame them for locking the city down after the attack, but it still really sucks. We really cleaned up our act over the last 2 years and made the city a safer place. That's how we were able to attract so much investment. But if we're not a safe city anymore, well, Maybe the bank's gonna rethink their business strategy here. It might be time to assetize, that's a real word, some of our investments and switch to a more conservative portfolio. Assetize? Okay, they are up top. That's the station guy. In light of the incidents lately, local authorities have suspended rail service. We don't know when we'll be back up and running. I apologize for the inconvenience. I heard there was a terrorist attack in Anchorville, too. I can't really blame them. It feels like a lockdown is the only answer. Oh, when he said I can't really blame, I thought he was talking about the terrorists. Arrest this man. Seriously? They wrecked the Lino factory's whole assembly line? They did. There's no timetable for when we'll have everything back up and running. We can't order anything right now anyway because our suppliers got hit too. It's looking like we'll be out of commission for a while. You know, I recall you guys were still using last-gen manufacturing tools over there, right? Our Factory 3 might have some of those old tools lying around. We retrofitted the place with newer parts. Okay. The vice manager and I go way back, so I might be able to call in a favor and get that stuff transferred to Lino. It was built to Vern's specifications, if I recall, but it should work as on a Lino assembly line with some tweaking. You'd really do that for us? Of course. We're friends first and business rivals second. At the end of the day, we have the same passion for automotive engineering. I'll shoot him a message. Can you get me a list of your damaged equipment at some point? Are you both single? Because maybe you shouldn't be now. Just saying. Ingert's factory got hit. They just have so much in common. Ingert's factory got hit too. But they produce military vehicles over there, so the cars themselves were mostly fine. We have a good deal of spare parts in stock here, so we're going to try and help supply the other companies with whatever they need. That's what the vice manager said, and I'm happy to stick with that. To that. Man, I knew Chamberlain had connections, but I never thought he'd go that far out of his way for us. Well, I'd better hold up my end of the plan. I'll get in touch with Factory 2. It's times like these when we gotta put our differences aside and work as a team. We're still open here, thankfully. The damage wasn't bad enough to make us close, but business is awfully slow today, and I can't blame people. Everybody's out there trying to pick up the pieces, literally. That said, if you need anything, we're open and ready. Yeah, I can't imagine anyone's gonna come buy a car when they're not allowed to leave the city, even. Phew, yesterday was just wild. We were coming home from the Ingert factory and wham, that's when the attack broke out. We made a beeline for the car and then booked it out of there, like an action movie, I swear. But now we're stuck here. They closed down the road back to the capital, so now what? And they're saying the Ingert factory was damaged too. You know, maybe we can pitch in and help out over here? Not a bad idea. That's our chance to pay it forward to our favorite brand. This isn't really happening, is it? No, snap out of it. I have to do something. My Kabul got cut up from all the shrapnel. It's up to me now, no excuses. I want to see if that's a real word or a Trails word. All I could find was it's a city in Afghanistan, but it's also a piece of furniture, I think? It's like a tiny little wooden thing with a specific design. I don't know how to describe it.
Indeed.
If you were carrying one of those around, or is there a different name for this? I don't know what that is. I thought it was going to be like a purse or something. Cut up from all the shrapnel. You'd think a purse. My car was made in Basel, so it's really disheartening to see what's going on here. But, well, if we're stuck here because of the road closures, then we might as well make ourselves useful while we're here. Okay, that is everyone here. And the hotel. Or, Vern HQ. Vern HQ. We had some damage to our company vehicles in the attack, but outside of that, we got off really light. I heard that a lot of other companies weren't so lucky. The Institute got hit hard, too. They're still pretty much at capacity, so it's our duty to step up and help the others get on their feet. And I want to make sure Cindy can feel safe out on the streets again. Goodness, I never thought I'd witness something so horrible. Our factory faced significant damages, but it'll be a while until we're fully operational again. I had no idea. It's good that our projects weren't compromised, but our manufacturing side will really be taking the heat now. The due date for that government armament contract really worries me. Can we make it after this? How's our headcount looking? Do we have any spare hands to direct to that? Can you put together a budget plan? You can get us enough to cover repair costs. Certainly, I can get that for you. It's nice to see eye to eye. Indeed, I couldn't possibly hope for more. Let's work through this together. No. Right, leave the recovery efforts to me. Good. I'll help wherever I can myself. Basel's in disarray. We all need to work together to surmount it. Well, they're coming together a little better. At the moment, we're assessing damages to Fern Company and affiliates. Some of our business partners' manufacturing plants were hit particularly hard. We don't know when they'll be fully operational again. But all things considered, this terrorist attack could have been a lot worse. Our total losses don't amount to much. What then was the Mafia trying to accomplish? No one knows. No one knows their real goal. They're just here to experiment randomly. Okay, I'm gonna step out here. If there was like a new monster, we'd be able to see something on the map. I don't see anything there. And then, I guess I'll just go to depths. It doesn't matter, but... Yeah, you'd see like a blue objective marker or something if there was like just a random boss that got added. So that should be good. Therefore,
then let's head over.
We are done with NPC updates. How long did that take? Okay, 45 minutes.
Here and relax.
Okay. Side quest, and there's only one of them, so we should be able to move on with story in this episode.
What do we have here?
Unless this is a very long side quest. I failed to mention this earlier, but I have a proposition for all of you. It is something of an extension of Crown Prince Farid's request, but if you have time, would you consider taking on the job? I'll be waiting for you in the park in Newtown. Kayla. Okay. Oh, a request from the CID, eh? It's intriguing for sure. I wonder what they wanted to talk to us about. I'm not gonna say no to a potential rendezvous with Kayla. How about you? You have an ulterior motive. So you checked the bulletin board, did you? Me, writing a 4 SPG, I never thought I'd see the day. Second Lieutenant Kayla. Wouldn't it have killed you to be more direct instead of going the 4 SPG route? So, am I speaking to Kayla or am I speaking to the CID? You're sharp. This may seem a bit bureaucratic, but I've submitted this request in the CID's stead. It concerns the armed machines that were released in the city during yesterday's attack. We've confirmed that around half their numbers were destroyed, while most of the others were treated with Armada. We've also received word that 2 high-spec units might still be at large within the city. Seriously? We did encounter a few machines fitting that description yesterday. I see. Yeah, the police probably have their hands full with them. You need a cleanup crew. The Marduk and the guild don't really tickle your fancy, have I got that right? Exactly. Marduk's involvement was the result of the President's more heavy-handed approach. We're not too fond of that. This is more a matter of professional pride than anything. Special forces are due to arrive in the evening, and they're sure to complicate things. We'd much rather have solve this problem ourselves. So you wanna loan us out to the CID for a day, is that right? It's not just the CID, the Principality requested this too, I assume. And whatever the case, we really can't have those things running loose. Makes sense-ish. Out of curiosity, was this Renee Kincaid's idea? He's pulled together his own task force to address the problem. They're negotiating with the president's office as we speak. At the risk of divulging too many details, he's been pushing for a separate division He's been pushing for a separate division meant specifically for these tasks. Yeah, that tracks. The guy's resourceful to a fault. That was a very roundabout way to not say this was his idea. This really is a job for Marduk or the guild, but I guess the CID doesn't want to swallow its pride. We ain't exactly free though, is the thing. We got other jobs to do. Actually, we don't. And I need that law to get me to 3. Very badly. I guess we can look into this on the side. Wait on me. Van. We might find a lead or something. You have my gratitude. Here's what we know about those rogue models. They're most probably the same as the models employed by Vegas Films and Tharbad. Oh, those assholes. And 2 of them at that. Which ones? Oh, Susano models. 2 of them? I would assume Susano-looking models. I don't know why I call them that. You've fought them before. They sound like a real hassle. Yep, because they are. But how are they hiding in the city to begin with? They're too big. They got some kind of optical camo or something? Not to our knowledge, the Ix-Alba has been patrolling and scanning the city from above since yesterday. Marduk has cleared out the smaller units we found, but the 2 large units have yet to be located. Kincaid does have a theory. He suspects they're hiding in plain sight and using some sort of radar jamming device to avoid detection. I do remember hearing about the special materials that can absorb or deflect orbital waves. Which means we're probably looking for a container made of such material, likely brought into the city recently. Neither that or a van big enough to hold them. Probably pretty simple to deck one of those out and anti-radar stuff. No idea whether Almada's driving it around themselves, though, or if they contracted that out to somebody. Think you can look into suspicious containers and transport vehicles for us? We'll focus on the stuff that's out on the road. We'll split up and we should have this cleared up pretty quick. Understood. I'll mobilize the local authorities and notify Vern and the Artisans Guild. If either of us make any headway, let's keep each other posted. Thank you very much. I already have a guess. So, what's the move? We hunt down every wayward van in town? We'll be out here all day. True, the traffic in and out has closed, but plenty of vehicles remain inside the city limits. The main arteries fan out in all sorts of directions. Searching them at all would be time-consuming. We got the cops on site, so we can leave the crowd control to them. We just got to pinpoint where the transport's most likely to be. Newtown and Artisanal District make the most sense to me. They got the most traffic, freight especially. We get lucky, or I guess unlucky in this case, we might fish up a robot. Roger, so we need to find people who drive stuff a lot. Let's start asking around. Yeah, that guy.
Solve some problems.
The mustache delivery man said he would pretty much just drive people around constantly. So there's a good chance that like it's just sitting in his car and he doesn't know about it or something.
Why not stay here and relax?
Or he's secretly a bad guy. I kind of doubt that.
Let me ask you something.
Or it doesn't have anything to do with him, and it's just a random guess. A sketchy transport vehicle? Let me think about it for a sec. Lots of cars go by, so... Well, now that you mention it, there was something funny this morning. There was? What did you see? Any details would be great, no matter how small. So, you know the whole lockdown thing and... wait, you know we've got the whole lockdown thing, and it got me thinking about how I wanted to do business today. Now, I figured, people are still hungry. People need a pick-me-up. So I made my way out here, albeit a little later than usual. And this big old transport van comes up and something about it just seems weird. Weird? Were they driving it all funny? The opposite, actually. There was this little empty soda can sitting on the road. And the transport just ran right over it. Like, made no attempt to avoid it. The whole van kind of shook a little. I got spooked and bolted out of the way, but the van just drove away like nothing happened. What? The nerves on that driver, honestly, stone cold. What? It's a transport van. I don't know if you'd want to swerve out of the way of an empty can. I just don't think it's worth it. Huh, sounds like there's more to this story. That's what I'm thinking, yeah, because then it turned right at the fork in the road ahead. And when it did, I heard a thud. I think whatever it was moving, got shuffled around. At first, I thought maybe it was some machining tool thunking around in there, but you'd think they'd stack them so that they don't do that. But like before, it just drove right off without a care in the world. I almost felt like I was just imagining things. I see. Did you catch what the make the vehicle was? Yeah, it was a Red Star, a big one. Probably some delivery company. But I it didn't have a logo or branding or anything on it. The van was just kind of unmarked, kind of weird. Yeah, that's a bit whack. Thanks a bunch, bud. That's some really good info. Glad to hear it. Anything to help. Goddess knows we all need it right now. But I heard things are looking up. They said they're gonna open the roads back up tonight. Just gotta hold out a little longer. We'll find a way. Thank you very much. Okay.
Why not stay here and relax?
Okay.
Off we go.
I'm wondering. Oh, we're probably gonna talk to that guy regardless. I don't think it's him. Yeah, that's the spot. I don't think it's him, but I definitely think he's seen him. This one, is that a logo? Would you consider this a logo? Because I just assumed that it was this van. Nope.
Let me ask you something.
You want to know if I've seen a suspicious freight truck? Bit of an odd thing to ask. Well, yes, it is. Sorry for just dumping that on... No, I'm just giving you guff. I did actually see something like that last night. You did? So, what was suspicious about it? Well, deliveries last night were all way behind schedule because of all the craziness in the city. We eventually got everything sorted out, even with that big old eye in the sky watching us all. So I finally wrapped up my work. It's late at night, and I'm tired as hell. I started driving back towards my home on the edge of town. I'm waiting at one of the lights, and then I see this giant Red Star truck pull up next to me. Okay. That's not a Red Star van or truck or whatever it is. It had a really weird color scheme to it. I've never seen a Red Star painted like that. Had to be from out of town, I figured. And then I figured, hey, he's a tired old dog like me, driving at ass o'clock. I'll give him a wave. I look out my window and nah, forget it. When I say it out loud, it sounds ridiculous. I must have just been seeing things. Hey, come on, don't leave us hanging. You might not have been seeing things after all. Won't you tell us, please? All right. Just don't laugh at me, okay? I looked out the window and there was no one behind the wheel. Just nothing. Huh? What do you mean? Just nobody in the driver's seat at all? I'm as puzzled as you are, but before I could really process it, the light turned green and the truck rolled on away. I had to put my eyes back on the road after that. I never saw that truck again. It only really dawned on me when I got home. Maybe the driver was just on the short side? Their truck was definitely taller than mine, too. Maybe I just couldn't see him. Okay. Good call. Either that or, again, I was tired as all get out. I might have just been seeing things. So yeah. That's how it seemed to me at the time. But honestly, it was probably nothing. Moral of the story here is that everybody needs their sleep. You can't go burning the midnight oil just because you can, you know? Lesson learned, yeah. We'll take care of ourselves. Take it easy yourself, yeah? That sounds like a kind of thing a single good night's sleep won't fix. No, for sure. The city's sealed off until tonight, so I'm gonna try and take it slow while we've got nothing to do. Okay, nice. We got way more clues than I expected. The two accounts we heard both involve a Red Star transport, but they didn't say the color scheme. They just said it was weird. Which leads me to believe we are dealing with one and only one vehicle. I'm still freaking out about the whole driverless truck thing. Don't blame ya. The fact that it all happened at night turns this whole thing into a bona fide ghost story. There's probably a logical explanation though, and I'm sure Katra can provide it. Wait, for real? Oh, is it related to technology you have insider knowledge about? Correct. I believe it's utilizing tech that is currently in the R&D phase of development in many countries. It's called an automated vehicle, and it allows a person to go from place to place without lifting a finger, because a holocore is doing the driving. Oh. I was really just assuming, they cloaked themselves while they were driving, although that would be kind of pointless. The fact that it kept going in spite of an empty soda can make me strongly suspect it's an AI. Oh, okay. AI-controlled vehicle. I would have drove right over it. Soda will not pop your tires. Well, maybe. Maybe in this world. My suspicions were correct then. Ren told me a little bit about this before. Wow, that's so cool. So that means it wasn't a ghost. Phew. Well, you never know. Maybe there was a driver, until his shitty job worked him to death. Now he lives on as a vengeful ghost behind the wheel. Wait, what's that? Oh shit, it's right behind you, Farida. What? Ah! Hey, there's nothing there. You should have seen the look on your face. Why are you like this? You want me to stop calling you a kid? Stop acting like one. Back on topic. There was an incident regarding unmanned driving tech. Everyone in the underworld was going on and on about it at the time. So I'm amazed this thing is driving around the city without causing any problems. It's kind of insane. I'm not too surprised. You could prevent most accidents by connecting it to traffic management system and the info on the city. The technology should be state-of-the-art. In fact, I suspect it's the same tech that caused Professor Callahan's downfall. Oh! I'm sorry, Katra. You've got nothing to be sorry for, and I'm all right, promise. Now's not the time to wallow in sentimentality. So what's the plan, Van? The AI's functionality and patterns could make it quite difficult to capture. I know. Normally I'd be fine with dumping this on the second lieutenant or the cops, but I'm a car lover at heart, and I do not like seeing them be used as vehicles for bringing weapons into the city. This shit is personal. Figures. Well, any bright ideas, Chief? First order of business is seeing how far this AI can really go. Also, I'm gonna bring on some outside help for this gig. What kind of outside help? Wait, you don't mean them, do you? Bingo, and they're right here in Basel, so I'm gonna call them up right now. Oh, Van uses Zypher to get in touch with Juniper, and the others. Well, the other, you mean Graham? He's the only other one here. The party then headed to the motor pavilion in Newtown, where they were waiting. How do you know that? You didn't take me straight there.
I guess we're off.
This is the closest. There they are. Ah, Van, so did we get all that right? You want us kings of the road to chase down an AI intruder, huh? Don't underestimate him. You really don't know what you're getting into. Neither do I, to be honest. It sounds hard to believe. Yeah. I couldn't really go too in depth on the call, sorry. That's freaky. A giant van just driving around all by itself? And it's carrying assault robots inside it too? Yeah, it's pretty far-fetched, but honestly, I'm intrigued. We street racers take pride in our skills, and I'm not about to let some beep-boop bastard one-up me. Well, being an AI, it can process things much faster than you. Without a plan to catch it, it will probably outmaneuver you. No sweat. We'll show that bucket of bolts what real people can do. So, what's the plan, Van? Well, here's what I'm thinking. We get my truck and your 2 cars. Van outlined his 3-pronged attack to the group using a map of Basel's rows for reference. Making sure not to overlook the robots themselves, he made combat preparations as well. We're gonna fight. Yo, we're all set here. We got our cars ready to go. Want to get the show on the road? Well, spoilers. Combat will ensue beginning the operation. It's recommended to equip people. Let's hit the road. You got a beat on the transport, Katra? Yes, I've pinged them on the traffic network. They're patrolling the streets in a specific pattern. They're due to come by here in around 20 minutes. No. Ooh, that is a big truck. Whoa, there's really nobody behind the wheel. Tinted glass, too. They got this shit figured out. The transport's probably optimizing the driving style to evade pursuers. Are you sure you can handle it? Safety first, remember, don't overextend. Best of luck. I tried to keep up. Damn, wish she could take me for a ride like that. She really is her uncle's niece. They're keeping clear of the cars. So far, so good. How's the traffic looking? No congestion as far as I can tell. If we can get it cornered. I need you to have a little break in there. Little break between these lines. I understand they want to keep the flow going so that these are specifically on auto, but we got it. See, like this is, no one's moving, the scene is still, you're able to, but still. Perfect. Get the CID, the Basel police, and the traffic guys. Right. This is Katra. I invoke emergency authority to request a temporary road closure. Looks like you gave up. If machines can even do that, I don't know. Perhaps it simply wasn't programmed to handle these sorts of situations? No, it ain't that easy. The machines are booting up. Unifer, Graham, get back. Right. So it was carrying those things. So these are warrior models? I see what you mean. They're from Marduk, no doubt. Yeah, these are the ones from Vegas Films, all right. 2 at once is going to be tough. Be careful, guys. On the flip side, we know how they work. Let's send them to the scrapyard where they belong. Their joints are their weak points, according to Rosette. Focus on those. Let's clean them up before word gets on the street. What do you mean by that?
Pulling shots.
Can I? I can't target anything but them themselves. Their joints are their weak points?
Displaying stats.
I don't know what she means by that. Actually, these guys hurt a lot. Give us a shield and damage up.
Transmitting code. Activate.
Except. That just took that shield out. 100%. It is a single target move. That makes sense. You should be the tank, though.
Activating skill.
Think fast. Take this. Make it count, Aaron.
They might have pretty big AoEs. I'm just gonna.
Activating skill.
You got this, Agnes.
Do you have an arts resistant or arts damage? No.
Going all in.
No. We have arts. I need art resistance down. Which you have. Nope. She procced. Yeah. Please do it. For the 0 art, please. One of them.
Here's our chance.
Okay. 0 arts. I have never seen this. We just got this. Is this all? This is all. Damn.
There.
I should get that ready too. You just called Pluto down?
Activating skill. Boost gauge limit crushed.
Aaron is almost. If I do one heal from Katra, he'll get enough CP to go again. Yeah, these things are screwed.
This'll hurt.
Huh? Would this actually hit both? It would. I'd rather target this one directly though.
Aerial Buster!
Perfect chance.
Who's next? Oh, both of them. Do you have a delay? Shit.
Make it count.
You don't have a delay. I could try to slow and hope that no, because that only applies after they go. Okay. They're both going. We'll just have to accept it.
One skill coming right up.
All cancel. Damn. Well, I can do his now, too.
That's far enough.
They're probably not going to live after this, but I just wanted to give... Okay, I got everyone.
We need help. Thanks, I'll take that. Aaron.
There we go. And then this if they live.
Boost gauge limit crushed.
Oh, no, they didn't live.
Keep moving, Van.
Oh, okay.
Yourself.
It's been a long time since we've seen this.
Vandalize. Raid!
I swear I'm not doing this just for a thumbnail. we got him. What? Woo! Oh man, that was like a movie shot. Just threw me off. That all you got? That felt so much easier than the ones we took down in Tharbad. That's info really came in handy there. I think we're just way stronger. How often do you guys go around fighting things like that? I mean, ain't like we want to, just sort of happens. Now, let's figure out how to shut off that auto drive thingy. Right, I'll get to work on... Is it going? Huh? Are you shitting me? Get back. Oh, there's a third one. Ah. Whoa. Huh? Look out. I think we're gonna get to see Kayla do some damage. Get away from that thing. A third one? Seriously? Bastard waited for us to let our guard down. No, hold it off. You guys get back. Guild, Marduk, whoever. I don't care. Get back up. Van, don't. Huh? What are you? What the? What's that inside her purse? Don't be a hero, dipshit. This is serious. No need. Backup has arrived. Yeah. Kayla. And... Oh.
You let your guard down.
What the? Shit. Close your eyes.
Perish.
What? That's your weapon? Yeah. An optical weapon. That's his Buster Lance. He showed me it back at home once. Incredible. I see now how you've earned your title, Compson? And I think he said his name. I need to hear it again though. You had the measure of the situation from the very start, didn't you?
This was nothing more than our response as a part of crisis management. Our firm's concierge has previously analyzed the situation. I will leave the rest to the CID and the local police, as well as them. Farewell.
No, it's Kasim. Why did she say? Oh, he smiled. He's very Arios. He's definitely the Arios kind of character. Kasim. That attack was incredible. He took out the robot in one fell swoop. Went right for the joints, too, just like she said. He looked like he barely lifted a finger. Well, this is Marduk's ace we're talking about. That's just what he does. I think this is more impressive about the weapon than him himself there. Just being honest. But hey, all's well that ends well, right? We still got credit for it. That in and of itself is aggravating, but I'm not in no position to complain. At any rate, thank you for completing my request. Given you did hunt down 3 units instead of 2, your reward will be adjusted accordingly. Much thanks to you two as well. Aw, we didn't do much. Hey, I'm just glad I got to have a good race. Talk about stealing the spotlight. What are we, chopped liver? Yeah, I've still got a long way to go before I can rival my brother. I'm just glad we put a stop to those robots for good, even if it wasn't all us. Yeah, you have my thanks as well. Who knows what damage they would have caused if left unchecked. Don't sell yourself short, bud. You helped a bunch too. Plenty more where that came from. Let's keep Armada on their toes. Right, of course. With some fiddling, Contra managed to decouple the auto drive unit from the transport. After the local authorities conducted their own investigation, the traffic restrictions were lifted and all was back to normal.
That's one job behind us.
Yay!
Deposit confirmed.
You're kidding me. It's just academics from P3. It is literally academics. It needs 100 extra points than the other 2, despite being on the same grid. That is a false grid. It is lying to me. I guess it's my fault. I keep avoiding the law options, and that, yeah, it's my fault. After yesterday and then this, I see now why that analyst speaks so highly of you. So I'll back you up all the way, that's a promise. Let's see how much we can corner the enemy before the task force arrives. We heard everything from the second lieutenant. Thank you for your cooperation, everyone. I can't believe an AI was driving the transport. But at any rate, I'm glad we got things taken care of in spite of all the chaos and confusion. Yep. Huh, they're just back. I'm actually curious because they're grayed out, but they helped us with an investigation here, so... Oh. Why don't you just make it orange again for me? This is new dialogue. I actually got some money from that Kayla lady after what happened. I told her I didn't need it, but she insisted. She wanted to thank me for my help. So what do I spend it on? Maybe I'll get some souvenirs. That was awfully rattled there, but I'm glad we managed to help. But I still feel really on edge. The city's on lockdown. Cops are crawling all over the streets. It just doesn't feel safe anymore. Just promise me you guys won't do anything crazy like before, got it? Goddess forbid you get caught up in another attack. Okay. What the? Officially going to actually, if someone's involved in a quest, I am going to go back despite them having grayed out text and talk to them. I regret not doing that earlier in the playthrough, but now I know, so I'll do it from now on. I just really wish they would tell me. Okay, we are done. We can move on with story really quickly.
I guess we're off.
I'm not major story, but we're gonna cover these 3 little area things going on for sure. I would like to figure out what's going on. Oh, Ren's here. You couldn't have timed your arrival better. Ren, we weren't expecting to find you here. You want something from us? The opposite. I have something for you. A little piece of intel. Do you have to go blabbing to them about it? Hey, don't spoil her fun, Killjoy. Ladies don't like a hard ass. Excuse me? All right, boys, simmer down. Now's not the time for the mouthing off. So, what's this info about? To the surprise of no one, Armada was behind the explosion in Anchorville. It sounds like it's a mess out there right now, after word got out that Armada had corporate help. Yeah, a lot of high-ranking bracers are stuck there right now, trying to sort everything out. And honestly, I'd really rather be out there right now, but we're tied up here. Yeah, after yesterday, we're not leaving anytime soon. Indeed, I'm still positive that the attack in Anchorville was just a diversion. Basel has to be their main target. In fact, we know a little more about the agents who unleashed the archaisms in the city yesterday. I strongly believe it was the same duo you met in Longport. Them again. Viola and Alexander, they caused a ton of trouble back in Longport too. That's certainly not good. That said, we shouldn't have to worry about them here now that Marduk is in town. They left already. They left like right away. They're like, yeah, leave it to Melchior. How many men have they got? We're talking just one area or the whole city. They have enough people on the ground to rival a large Jaeger Corps, and with vastly better equipment. Our chief of security in particular, he's a real force of nature. Of course, I imagine you all know that pretty well already. Kasim. Yep, Gramps here described him as one of the strongest Jaegers to walk the earth. It's funny, guy's got this baby face, doesn't even look 30, but he gives off this vibe like he could kick your ass in the next week. At any rate, the city's in good hands with him patrolling around. We still gotta figure out what Almada's plotting next, though. Speaking of, you confirmed those two you encountered yesterday were connected to the gardens, correct? Yeah, said they were overseers. That checks out. They've got 4 units and an overseer in charge of each one. The two of them seem to be connected to Almada differently, though. Melchior is both an overseer and a high-ranking executive in Almada, but his cohort said that she was only a contractor. That is weird. Talk about complicated. I wonder what the story there is. We're not much the wiser than you guys there, unfortunately. What we do know is that the most monstrous mafia and most vile assassins to ever live have joined hands, and that ain't good. Indeed, after we have Basel taken care of, we'll need to devise a strategy for dealing with them. Have you managed to learn anything more about what Almada's up to here? Unfortunately not. If anything, we were hoping you might have a lead on where Professor Callahan might be. Is Anya's just accepting that Ren is suddenly, a totally different person? I wish I did. Well, she doesn't change, but her secrets. I'm not too familiar with the geography of this area, though. I tried to see if I could find anything on the net, but they covered their tracks, unfortunately. Sorry for coming up empty-handed. Don't worry about it. It really wasn't going to be that easy. Aside from that, my only other advice is to keep the septium veins in mind. They're more relevant than you might think. The septium veins? I recall Rosette mentioning those recently, actually. They do have a tendency to affect the orbital network in particular. At first glance, they appear unrelated. We had no way to prove that they were at all related. Until a certain phenomenon in Crossbell demonstrated that the two can affect each other under the right conditions. This incident here is eerily reminiscent of what happened a year and a half ago. It's just my hunch, though. Well, that does make a lot of sense. Yeah, thanks for the pointer. Well, we're gonna get back to tracking down Callahan. What are you three up to? We'll be doing the rounds to keep the city under control. We can't just leave it all to Marduk. Yeah, they're good, don't get me wrong. But they're even shadier than you guys are. I don't trust them. I'll be helping out too, until there's some other development that demands my attention. I need to keep an eye on all the other students as well. We're all waiting here for you, Anyas. Odette and Albert too. Don't forget that, okay? I won't. Please be careful, Ren. Okay. We're gonna head out pretty shortly ourselves. Alex should be able to hold down the fort, especially with Ren helping out. If Almada does want Basel, there's no way this is their only planned attack. They're gonna be back for more someday. That's all the more reason we've got to stop them in their tracks. Jin has told me that Ren is capable, and goodness, he wasn't kidding. Capable is almost underselling her. She had our issues diagnosed in a flash, and she even pointed out the potential link between the network and the septium veins, too. She's wise beyond her years, for certain. It's a shame that that experience had to come from the sort of trouble she referenced. Some sort of trouble. While she's an excellent mind, we can't push all the work onto her. She's still a child, after all. We adults need to pull our own weight. Blanca was badly injured in the assault, but the doctors saying she's in stable condition now. That's a huge relief. I didn't think Armada would wreak this much havoc. Have they no mercy? We need to do everything we can to stop them, and we won't rest until they're brought to justice. You all stay safe out there. You went upstairs? I might have broken a bone or two, but I'll be okay. This shouldn't slow me down at all that much. I just can't believe what they did to Professor Callahan. They really are dangerous. I agree, but please don't push yourself. Just leave this to us, all right? We'll sort all this out, promise. I'm sure you will. We can't have Marduk showing us up more than they already have. This is going to be really sketchy with Blanca out of commission, but we can't let that get to us. We gotta cover for her. We're counting on you too. Let us know if you learn anything out there. I am ashamed that you had to see me like that yesterday. I have no excuses. They overpowered me, plain and simple. Don't beat yourself up over it. They got one of my guys too. Happens to the best of us. Just getting out of here, they're alive, is reason enough to celebrate. I agree, and the fact that you were able to hold them off that long bought us valuable time. I guess you're right, yeah. Look on the bright side, huh? We'll need your help with a whole lot more for her to even stand a chance against Almada and the Gardens. We're counting on you. Don't let them get away with this. That angry face she's giving makes me think she's got history. Because she talked about the Gardens already, and she's like, oh no, don't let it be them. It seems like personal history more than just knowing of them. We won't. And that goes without saying. You bet your ass we'll bring them to justice. We'll need your help and a whole lot more for us to stand a chance. We're counting on you. Don't let them get away. We shall not. By the end of the game. But, until then, probably not going to catch them. I'll keep looking on my end, of course. A certain factory is counting on me, among other people in groups. I can't exactly turn a blind eye to all of this. I've left Sasha in charge of the other students. I'm sure she'll be able to handle things for the rest of the day. I'd like to have another chat with Professor Cronkite, too, if I get the chance. I hope my hunch is off, but if it isn't, I'll have a lot of things to look into. Speaking of him, it's his turn. Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is. I'm glad we didn't have to go on a wild goose chase to find you today. Ah, if it isn't the Spriggan, you look like you have something more to discuss with me. Damn right we do. I imagine you're already privy to the situation, so we don't need to bring you up to speed. Right now, we're trying to get everything under control ourselves before the government intervenes any further. So that's why we wanted to ask you about... Me? What exactly do I have to do with all this? I will admit that my curiosity is piqued by the developments here. Marduk is an interesting wrinkle in the story, as are Professor Callahan's, shall we say, inadvisable efforts. I do plan to stay and watch how this all pans out, but as I said yesterday... Can you at least let me finish before dismissing me? I've had to face a lot of hard truths over the past few days. I've been made to realize just how lacking I am and how much I still have to learn. I know that it's impossible to rectify all of that overnight, but there are still things I want to protect no matter the cost. All I want is for your feedback on a hypothesis of mine. I won't ask any more of your help than that. Go on. Professor Callahan all but lives on the network now. But that goal of his contradicts the actions he took. One thing doesn't add up to me. Why did he simply let the Mafia destroy the Aurora? That's a good question. I agree, that is an obvious contradiction. If they intend to use weapons of mass destruction, they must figure out how to invent and produce them. They simply don't exist yet. Professor Callahan's AI only solves one part of the problem. Even with functional blueprints, there are no means to produce them. The AI is essentially, in their research efforts, it holds more computational power than any one machine in Basel. And if they no longer have it, that begs another question. How will they produce these nuclear weapons without the means to invent them? An astute observation. Can't say no, can you? Something tells me you wanted to help him out all along, in spite of your crotchety old man act. I am simply giving him the feedback he requested. It will be up to him to prove his theory, though judging from what I've heard so far, he'll find the answer soon enough. Yang, not Yang. You are correct. People do not grow and change overnight, but having watched you, I can see how you've matured over the years. I look forward to seeing you grow into the well-rounded scientist, just as Professor Hamilton did. That's all he's got? Thank you, I will. He really is like a brother to you, huh? He's more helpful than he wants to admit. Curious where he's going after he leaves Basel, but I guess that ain't my business. I agree, and besides, it's not our place to tell him how to live his life. We need to focus on our own work right now. You're right. Sure. We also can't forget the Callahan part where he called and apologized and all this stuff. I think that AI might have been taken, like the personality snapshot, or however you want to put it, might have happened far, far earlier. That is not the Callahan that he experienced at the end of his rope, you know? I don't know if I put that correctly. Whatever. Give it another look. Comb it real thorough this time. Yes, Chief. Is something wrong? Anything we can help with? I wish it was that simple, but nope. Ain't nothing you folks can help with. And guess it wouldn't hurt to fill you in, though. What? Parts for that weapon prototype went missing? Yep, we found it out when we were looking into Callahan's disappearance. Most of the parts are still here. It's not like the whole thing up and vanished. But there are little bits and pieces of our inventory missing. Our order sheets don't add up. And we haven't been able to find the missing parts anywhere. It's not just a few of them either. We're missing huge chunks of inventory. Too much stuff to count. Well, that's a bit alarming. You're talking about the weapon you showed us earlier, right? Yeah, that definitely ain't good, and you're right. I don't know how we could help with that. It smells like an inside job to me. No way the world-famous Giscard workshop just loses track of inventory like that. Damn straight. And a lot of us here know about the weapon, but it's still a highly confidential project. We've taken extra steps to make sure nothing gets out. And of all the times, this had to happen right after I went and mouthed off to Tossend. Shameful, I tell you. You order parts online, don't you? I remember you showing me how that system worked. Do you think this inventory shortfall might be related to the network problems the city's been having? Our youngsters suggested the same thing. It's not entirely off the table, no. I just like to think that we were more careful than that. How could we not be, given everything going on? That's understandable, yeah. I find it hard to believe it was just an accident. With how careful everyone's been, this feels premeditated. Yeah, with all that weird shit going on, it's hard to chalk anything up to coincidence right now. There's so much going on. We'll keep an eye out for any leads about your parts, though. Thanks. Man, I'm sorry, folks. You've got enough on your plate without us and our stupid supply hiccups. We're still trying to find Callahan, but we haven't got any good leads yet. Our best guess is that he's somewhere off in the beaten path. Might have holed himself up somewhere on purpose, even. That does sound like a good guess. Well, if you learn anything, let us know. Okay. You've got a lot of info to work with now. Yeah, but I can't wrap my head around it, how it all fits together. Maybe talking it out will help. Is there a place we can chat in private? We can always head back to the inn. Actually, how about you all come to my place? Ooh. You won't have to worry about people listening in there. Oh no, we couldn't impose on you like that. I really don't mind, and neither would Grant, Professor Hamilton. It's her house, but I'm the only one who lives there right now. Cool. We'll take you up on your offer. Kinda curious to see the home of one of Epstein's 3 disciples. Oh, I wouldn't expect too much. It's just a normal family home. Anyway, we can head over whenever you like. I don't know, your library's pretty interesting looking. As if we didn't have enough on our plate, now we got this. We look real bad right now. How do we screw up the math on this? The numbers don't add up, so we must have made a mistake somewhere and compounded it on it. We'll look into it, but we've got our hands full with Callahan too. You guys learn anything, let us know, alright? This is just a disaster. We can't let those weapons parts out on the field, into the field. It'd be difficult to actually reverse engineer them, but it's not completely off the table, and that really unnerves me. This project is supposed to be absolutely confidential too. We just can't let this happen. I gotta get to the bottom of this and fast. Yeah, if you guys would have closed your hangar door, then your chances of them being stolen would have been a lot lower. And I feel awful. I'm the chief on site here, so this responsibility falls on me. Like, look at that delivery guy across the street. He can see into all your top secret stuff. Whoever lives in that apartment, they can see it. We'll investigate however we can at any rate. It still feels really ominous here.
So...
I don't need anything. Dad says he's heading out to help with the repairs. Everyone here at the workshop is really busy now. There's got to be something we can do to help. Oh, maybe there's some computer work that needs doing. I'm good with those. I can't do back-end stuff, but I might be able to help with like a setup, diagnosing network problems. It's worth a shot. All right. Let me check there. There we go. Okay, we are totally done. And I believe I forgot to... I'm going to turn that in quick. Or no, we turned it in, didn't we? Maybe not. No, we didn't turn it in.
Well done.
I tried to turn it in, but we hadn't started it yet. Yeah, I just came here for no reason. All right, in the next episode, it's gonna be story. We got all our NPC side quest updates out of the way, and I don't imagine they're going to send us into more NPC updates after this. Well, I mean, eventually, probably. But we have half a day left, therefore we're not gonna have a nighttime, really. So this could be story to the end of the chapter. I don't know. That's a guess, but thanks for watching. Let me know if you like it, and I will see you in the next one.